Now, with Donald Trump being the presumptive nominee, after Donkey Konging John Kasich and Ted Cruz in the head in Indiana, CNN's Allison Camerota asked Chairman Reince Priebus if afterwards he felt like drinking. Take a look.
So a year ago, when this race started in earnest, did you ever think this is where you would be this morning?
You know, I didn't, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. You know what? I think something different and something new is probably good for our party. And look, I don't think anyone predicted what happened. So look, we're here. We're going to get behind the presumptive nominee. I stated the obvious in the tweet. Obviously, you still have to get to 1,237 delegates. That number still stands. But obviously, without Ted Cruz in the race, who did something that I agree was very gracious last night.
Did that surprise you?
And unexpected.
Unexpected. So you were surprised when he suspended?
Yeah, I was surprised, and that's a hard thing to do.
Okay, in terms of party unity, there seems to be something of a mutiny among high-profile conservatives who are basically jumping ship this morning. Let me read a couple of the tweets to you. Here's John McCain's former advisor, Mark Salter, says the GOP is going to nominate for president a guy who reads the National Enquirer and thinks it's on the level. I'm with her, meaning he will vote for Hillary Clinton. Steve Deese, conservative talk radio host, says, well, there goes my time as a Republican. We'll be changing our party affiliations tomorrow. Frankly, I feel relieved to do it. I feel free, even. What do you say to those?
Well, look, I mean, there's going to be time here in the next few months to heal and come together, and that's what today's all about. It's just starting that process. It's not easy. I mean, it's not, you know, we had two candidates that had very serious operations with deep support, both on the ground and on the air, everywhere for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every 6 minutes on cable, everybody fighting about this. And it's going to take some time, but we're going to get there because Hillary Clinton and the Supreme Court and getting our debt under control and signing a budget bill that Paul Ryan drafts up is going to be important to the future of our country. And I think people are going to understand that the words President Hillary Clinton is something that we can't stand for.
All right, so I want to stop here because I want to address that Hillary Clinton statement, right? Now, if you didn't want Hillary Clinton, then John Kasich would have actually been better to nominate. He consistently crushed Clinton in matchups. And Hillary Clinton has negative favorability ratings, whereas John Kasich had actually positive favorability ratings. Not to mention, Hillary Clinton scored really low on trustworthiness and honesty. If the Republicans really wanted to beat Clinton, they would have nominated John Kasich because at the end of the day, he stood the best chance. He stood the only chance. However, Trump's got the highest unfavorable ratings in the entire race. That's worse than Hillary Clinton. And it turns out there are Republicans that are burning their party registrations in order to protest his nomination. So, not very good for the GOP, right? And knowing all this, Allison Camerota is going to ask Priebus something that she had asked earlier. And it's actually a really good question. Let's watch.
Are you pouring Baileys on your breakfast cereal yet?
No, I didn't have to. I had plenty of coffee already this morning. No need, no Baileys yet.
Pretty tasty. Reince Priebus, thanks so much. Great to talk to you.
All right.
Let's get to John.
All right, it does sound like he has the Baileys handy, though, in case he feels like he needs it at any moment.
It's probably a good idea to keep that Baileys handy. Now, you realize Bailey also, you can also put that in coffee, right? And it actually tastes pretty damn good. Now, looking at the prospects of Trump winning, honestly, I think that Reince is going to need something a little bit stronger than Bailey's, right? Now, remember, as I mentioned, Trump's got the highest negatives. Plus, according to a new CNN RSE poll, he pulls double digits behind Hillary Clinton and does even worse against Bernie Sanders. There's even talk about a Trump nomination helping down-ballot Democrats win in House congressional races. That's what it is, House and Senate races. Why? Because he's essentially toxic to the GOP. Now, of course, there is some talk as well of some Sanders supporters voting for Trump. Now, I think that's actually a small minority because Trump is literally the opposite on most things of Bernie Sanders. And I don't know if that's enough to swing a Trump victory in the general if Hillary Clinton ends up winning the nomination. But if Bernie wins and gets the nomination, Trump is destroyed without a doubt. So, if I were Ron Priebus, I might just skip the Baileys and go right to something stronger. Perhaps an elephant tranquilizer. Why? Because at this point, he's going to want to be asleep for the crushing the Republican Party is going to get in November.